At the end of a long and successful career, you'd like to have that stress-free retirement you spent so many years working towards, but there are no do-overs in retirement. So how do we retire happily ever after? Joining us now are George Fossing and Zach Jenkins. George is an advisor, a fiduciary, and the president of North Star Financial. Zach is also an advisor and fiduciary with the North Star team. North Star Financial and Retirement Planning is a local area firm that focuses on preparing people for a successful retirement. George and Zach are also popular radio show hosts. Good morning to you both.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
So in your opinion, what paths should we consider taking in order to have that fairy tale retirement?
So, first, what's a fairy tale look like? It's always about the happy ending. It's a story you read to your kids. We've had four, before bedtime, and it puts a smile on their face and they're comfortable. It's just a good story to tell. That's the way you want your retirement to be.
Yep.
It really, there's bad things that can happen. You're going through the woods and such, but you always come out on the other side. But you have to have a plan in place.
Yep.
You have to design this. It just doesn't happen by default.
The planning has to happen now. So what does income planning allow us to do?
Well, one thing that we say a lot around here, Margaret, is we're trying to help folks duplicate those paychecks of their working years. So when someone's working, they've got a consistent paycheck. They're not worried about the income because they've got a reliable paycheck coming in. And if someone's ever lost a job, well, that's when they worry because they don't have a reliable paycheck. So having a reliable paycheck, knowing that money's going to show up, just takes a lot of worry out of it. So one thing that we'll talk about around here is helping people building a self-funded pension.
Pension is a wonderful word, isn't it? Most people don't have them. So what we do is we'll put together a plan and show them. So here's a steady stream of income, comes in weekly or monthly. You can't outlive it. It takes care if you're married. That's especially important. Make sure your loved ones taken care of and addressing that. So you don't want to live and die by the stock market. It's not a good thing. And I bring that up because if anybody's watching the show, if you've ever been laid off, been without work and not had a paycheck, that's when a lot of people get real nervous and unsettled. So important it sounds as boring as anything, doesn't it? But you want boring for income. It's a good thing.
Yeah, that's for sure. And when you are approaching retirement, it's really important to avoid big losses. Talk about that.
Well, the big thing there, it's like, who wants it anyway? No one wants to take a lot. We all want to make a lot of money without losing money. It's the perfect world. Unfortunately, there's a compromise in there, and understanding what your pain tolerance is so important. And so we show people, it's like, listen, you don't need to take a lot of risk. You don't need to worry. You want harmony in your home. You want to go out there and say, listen, our money's growing. We're not being left behind. We're using that money for vacations and trips when that world comes back, and put you in a really good place. You have to design that. But we all know the stock market will go down. And if it goes down substantially, it can take a number of years for it to come back. That's what it does historically. It goes down really quick, takes a long time to come back. We're all getting older, and that time word becomes a little bit different. Waiting 4 or 5 years for recovery, that's no fun. You don't want to do that.
No. Well, when our money is working just as hard for us as we did for it, what does that mean?
Well, it's the same thing. It's putting your money to work, right? We'll see a lot of people, well, I'm going to pay my home off and do this and do that. And that could be a pretty good idea for many people. The big thing is you can borrow money. So we just refinanced our home for next to nothing. It's phenomenal. So, but if we just wrote the check out and paid off the house, well, that money is gone forever. Yes, it's in the home, but it's not working for us anymore, right?
It's killing the chickens.
It's killing the chickens that are laying the eggs. So you want to go out there and say, listen, if you could refinance your home for, let's say, 2.5%, 3%, and your money's making 5 or 6, it makes sense to do what? To make sure your money is working for you and doing the right thing. We see this for a lot of folks out there is they don't know how to convert their nest egg into income properly. Mm-hmm. And we spend a lot of time educating people and showing them some financial tools that they might not be familiar with, and say, listen, here's a couple of good options for you. This will make you sleep better at night. What do you think?
And I know you can be the partners in that education for people so that they can sleep at night. And we'll check in with you in coming weeks and learn a lot more about it. Thank you so much to George and to you too, Zach. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Margaret. As usual, thanks a lot.
And for you at home, if you are currently retired or getting close to retirement and would like to learn more about how to protect and grow your hard-earned savings and investments, North Star Financial has a great offer for you. Right now, until February 28th, They're offering a complimentary, no obligation retirement report. The report will include potential tax savings opportunities and ways to reduce the effects of market volatility on your portfolio. Their team will schedule a phone call, video call, or future in-office meeting so they can speak with you personally and provide you with a roadmap going forward. The number to call now, 864-309-8146.